The Real Wolverine, a size comparison between movie and comic versions. Hey there, Marvel fans! Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the epic worlds of our favorite superheroes. Today, we're talking about one of the most iconic and beloved characters in the Marvel Universe, Wolverine. Whether you're a die-hard comic book reader, or you've only seen the movies, you know that Wolverine is a total badass. But have you ever noticed the differences between his comic book appearance and his portrayal on the big screen? Specifically, we're talking about his size, his height and build. In this video, we're going to explore how the Wolverine from the comics stacks up against Hugh Jackman's movie version. We'll delve into how these physical differences impact the character's portrayal and why they matter. So strap in and let's slash right into it. 1970s. Wolverine was created by the legendary trio of Len Wein, John Romita Sr., and Herb Trimpe. He made his debut in The Incredible Hulk number 180 in 1974. Can you believe our clawed friend started out as a guest character fighting the Hulk? From his very first appearance, Wolverine was designed to be mysterious and fierce, a character shrouded in intrigue who could hold his own against the big green guy. His unique attributes quickly caught the attention of readers. So, what does Wolverine look like in the comics? Well, he's canonically 5 feet 3 inches tall. That's about 160 centimeters for those using the metric system. Yep, Wolverine is actually quite short. But don't let his height fool you. He's got a stocky, muscular build and a rugged appearance that screams toughness. With his sharp, retractable claws, wild sideburns, and that unforgettable yellow and blue costume, he's a visual powerhouse. His shorter stature gives him a low center of gravity, making him incredibly agile and a formidable opponent in close combat. It's a key part of what makes him so deadly. Now, why did the creators make him short? Wolverine's height plays a significant role in defining his character. It sets him up as the ultimate underdog and outsider, a theme that's central to many of his storylines. His size adds to his ferocious fighting style. Being smaller means he often faces opponents who underestimate him, a mistake they quickly regret. Plus, his interactions with other characters, especially taller teammates like Cyclops, create interesting dynamics and sometimes tension within the X-Men. It's all part of what makes Wolverine such a compelling character. Wolverine's short stature isn't just a random detail. It enhances his animalistic and feral nature. Think about it. Real Wolverines are small but incredibly fierce creatures. His size contrasts with taller team members like Cyclops and Colossus, making him visually stand out in the team lineup. His height also adds layers to his personality. Some might say he has a bit of a Napoleon complex. He's aggressive, confrontational, and always ready to prove himself, which makes for fascinating character development. This trait leads to unique dynamics within the X-Men. Wolverine often challenges authority and isn't afraid to speak his mind, especially when he disagrees with leadership decisions. It creates internal conflict and growth opportunities for the character. There are plenty of story arcs where his height comes into play. For instance, when battling larger enemies, Wolverine's ability to overcome physical disadvantages showcases his relentless determination. His confrontations with towering foes like the Sentinels or Juggernaut highlight not just his physical prowess, but his indomitable spirit. It's inspiring to see the little guy take on giants and come out on top. Hollywood. When casting for the first X-Men movie, the filmmakers were on the hunt for the perfect Wolverine. Initially, actors like Dougray Scott were in line for the role, but due to scheduling conflicts, the relatively unknown Hugh Jackman stepped in. Jackman, primarily known for his theater work, took on the challenge and transformed himself into Wolverine, a role that would define his career. Hugh Jackman stands at a towering 6 feet 2 inches, 188 centimeters. That's nearly a foot taller than the comic book Wolverine. To prepare, he underwent rigorous training and embraced intense workout routines to build the muscular physique we see on screen. His dedication to the role was nothing short of extraordinary. The movie adaptation chose to go with a more grounded and realistic look. Gone was the yellow and blue spandex. Instead, we got leather jackets, tank tops, and a gritty aesthetic. While they kept essential elements like the adamantium claws and sideburns, other features were adjusted to suit a cinematic portrayal. The goal was to make Wolverine believable in a live-action context, and they certainly achieved that. So what's the impact of Wolverine being 6'2" in the movies versus 5'3" in the comics? That's a significant difference. In the comics, his shorter stature makes him stand out and adds to his underdog persona. In the films, Jackman's height places him on par with or taller than his fellow X-Men, which alters the visual dynamics. With a taller Wolverine, interactions with other characters shift. The physical contrast with characters like Cyclops isn't as pronounced, so the tension relies more on personality clashes than visual differences. This change also affects how he fits within the team. Movie Wolverine often takes on a leadership role or acts as a mentor, which is a slight departure from his outsider status in the comics. Initially, some fans were skeptical about the height discrepancy, but Jackman's performance quickly won audiences over. He captured the essence of Wolverine, the grit, the vulnerability, the relentless spirit, which made the physical differences less significant in the grand scheme. Despite the height difference, Jackman nailed Wolverine's complex personality. He brought depth to the character, showcasing not just his toughness, but also his emotional struggles. His portrayal made Wolverine accessible to a broader audience, many of whom hadn't read the comics. It was a blend of fierce action and heartfelt moments that resonated with viewers. Over time, even the most devoted comic book fans grew to appreciate Jackman's Wolverine. His commitment to the role and consistent performance across multiple films earned him a place in fans' hearts. For many, he became the definitive Wolverine, height notwithstanding. Jackman's Wolverine was a cornerstone of the X-Men film franchise's success. His popularity helped propel the series forward and set a high bar for character portrayals in superhero movies. His impact went beyond just one character. It influenced how studios approached casting and character development in the genre as a whole. So why did the filmmakers choose a taller actor? It boiled down to finding someone who could embody Wolverine's intensity and complexity. Acting ability and screen presence took precedence over matching the character's exact physical dimensions. Director Bryan Singer and the production team made deliberate choices to adapt the character for film. They believed that certain adjustments were necessary to translate Wolverine effectively to a live-action format. They focused on retaining the core aspects of his character, his attitude, his backstory, his struggles, while allowing for some physical differences. Interestingly, actors like Russell Crowe were considered for the role but turned it down. Crowe even suggested Hugh Jackman for the part. Sometimes, things just fall into place. These casting decisions proved pivotal, as Jackman's portrayal became a defining element of the X-Men movies. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine has left an indelible mark on pop culture. For many people around the world, he is the face of Wolverine. His portrayal bridged the gap between comic book fans and general audiences, expanding the character's popularity. After the movies gained popularity, some comic book artists began to adjust Wolverine's appearance to more closely resemble Jackman. There were even storylines that borrowed elements from the films. This cross-pollination shows how impactful his portrayal was, influencing the source material itself. With the X-Men set to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the big question is, who will be the next Wolverine? Fans are eager to see if the new portrayal will return to the character's shorter stature or continue with a taller actor. It's a delicate balance between staying true to the comics and meeting modern audience expectations. So, there you have it. We've explored the significant differences in Wolverine's size between the comics and the movies, and how these differences impact his character. In the end, while physical attributes like height can influence perceptions, they don't define the character's essence. Whether he's 5'3" or 6'2", Wolverine's core qualities, his ferocity, his vulnerability, his struggle between man and beast, remain compelling. Both versions of Wolverine have contributed to his enduring legacy. The comics gave us the original underdog, and the movies brought him to life for a whole new audience. Now we'd love to hear from you. What do you think about the height differences between the comic and movie versions of Wolverine? Does it impact your perception of the character? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of superheroes. Until next time, stay awesome and keep exploring.